Hello, welcome to another practice. My name is Sheila Ludian. I'm so excited to hold space for you. We'll be moving into a yin practice, and it will be a bit short, so a perfect place if you've got half an hour so that you can really invite some space in your body, take a bit of a rest. Great practice to do before bed, or even at the start of your day if you need a softer place to land. You'll need a few props, maybe a pillow or rolled up towel. If you have blocks, grab them. Just something that when we land into a position that you can prop yourself up enough so you feel supported. And we'll get started on our backs in Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of feet pressed together, your knees splay out wide. And if this place is too much sensation, you can draw blocks or pillows underneath your knees so that you feel more supported. Now with your shoulder blades drawing down and onto the back, a slight tuck of the chin to invite more space, more length into the spine. And as you receive your next inhale breath, can you feel more breath move into your belly? You feel how your belly expands on the inhale. And as you exhale, you sink in. And inhale, you fill all the way up, fill up the belly, even press into the back of the body. And as you exhale, you let go. Inviting ease and breath. And notice how the rhythm of your breath invites you here soothingly. That you feel the calming sensation of your very rhythm. And your breath becomes a tool for you to invite more calm in your practice. That there might be moments where you start to feel like there's too much sensation, or maybe the mind starts to wander. Your breath guides you back into the present moment. That here there's less room for fear and doubt, and more of a knowing that you can just surrender. Simply be in this moment. Feel how your next breath responds. Now as you land here, can you experience the back of your body pressing more firmly into the earth? You feel the back part of your body really connect here. Connect with the supporting space that exists. And knowing that you're so supported, as you scan the body, is there anywhere you're still holding on to? Does it feel like you're trying to almost lift yourself up instead? Can you feel how your body just surrenders here? That there's less need to control how the body lands. You can simply show up and allow gravity to do this work. Take another 3 rounds of breath. Now separate your feet about a foot, maybe a little less. And you'll gently begin to press firm into the back of the body as you start to slowly draw your knees in together to touch. We'll do that a few more rounds. Like you're opening the pages of a book, you allow your knees to draw wide. Nice slow control. And then you gently soothingly guide your knees all the way back up. We'll do that one more round. Take your time. This practice is a moment where we allow the body to take a moment to pause, to not need to rush to get anywhere. Instead, we linger and see what comes up. The next time that you gather your knees in towards each other, you'll gently lift your feet up off the mat and hug your knees in towards your chest, giving yourself a nice squeeze. It might feel good to rock and sway from side to side. Good. Roll over to your favorite side. And press your hand down and towards the earth as you gently rise into a seat. Now extend your left foot out nice and wide and guide your right foot in towards your thigh. Okay. And on an inhale, can you invite length? And as you exhale, you begin to fold forward. Now, you might notice that there's a lot of sensation or too much tension in your left hamstring. Just bend a bit into the knee. You can also provide a bit of support underneath the knee if that would feel better. You can also sit onto a pillow or a rolled up towel so that your pelvis tips slightly forward. It doesn't feel like you're rounding so much into the spine. And once you gather and find the support and stability that you need, then you'll slowly find your way into a fold. You might end up staying a lot upright or a little upright. And you're a bit curious about how you can bring the props around so that you feel really connected, but that you're not so supported that you feel no sensation. So inviting just enough sensation that it leads you into the present moment. That this practice helps us to invite something new. If you need a softer place to land, know that a lack of sensation might be the best place for you. You'll prop yourself up a lot. And then as we find ourselves landing into our space, feel how your sit bones root down and towards the earth. Let go of any tension in the space around your shoulder blades. And you'll take a scan of the body. Is there any place that you need to let go of? And the beautiful part here is that it doesn't feel rigid when we invite stillness. In fact, we can feel how the flow of our breath invites a sense of softening here. And that each breath becomes an opportunity for us to connect a little deeper, to soften even more. And so that even though we're in stillness, there's movement happening, but in a way that maybe isn't seen with the eye. There's an internal seeing and knowing that you're inviting more softening, more support, maybe something new. On an inhale, you begin to rise up. Plant your hands behind you, bend into both knees, and you'll simply swish your knees from side to side. Letting go of any built up tension. Feel the space that exists here. Now extend just your right leg, stretch it out. And again, you get to be just as curious with this side as you were the other. That one side might not be the cookie cutter as the other. And so you get to explore. Do you need more support underneath your knee? Maybe underneath your pelvis? Now is the time to make those sweet changes in the body. Okay. And when you feel ready, you'll sink in. Letting go again of a need to over-articulate or overthink. Instead, how does it feel? Does this side feel different than the other? And rather than needing to explain it away, you just acknowledge that there might be a difference here. And see what it feels like to just simply soften on this side. What's possible even here? Now notice if there's any place you can soften even here. Any part of you that could surrender even more deeply. And feeling the support of the earth underneath you. Take the next 10 full rounds of breath here. You'll root down, and an inhale will lead you all the way back up. And planting your hands behind you, step into your feet, just swish your knees from side to side. Feel that nice release into the hips, to the neck and shoulders as you move from side to side. Good. Well done. Okay. And you'll bring a nice bend into your left knee. And then just draw your other foot behind you for a deer pose. So working into what looks like almost a Z-like shape with the legs. Good. And then from here, you'll gently walk your left hand a little bit off to the side. And then reach your right arm up and over. So you're pressing your right knee down and towards the earth. And if you need more sensation, you'll drive your right hip forward using your glutes. And feel a nice whole side body stretch here. And take another 3 rounds of breath. And then as you exhale, you'll gently find yourself back to center. Inhale to invite length. And then exhale, you begin to fold. And you might bring a pillow or a block underneath one hip or the other to feel more supported. Maybe you're working blocks or rolled up towels underneath your forearms so that you can really land here. It might feel really sweet just to guide a block underneath your forehead so that you feel a bit more supported. And we linger and surrender even here. Just like there's the wave and flow of your breath. Notice where you can let go, where you can fully sink in and surrender. Good. Take another 10 full rounds of breath here. Root down into your strong hands. And as you inhale, you begin to walk yourself back. And root down into your strong left hip and gently swing your right leg all the way across the body. And then from here, just simply hug your knee in towards your chest, sit tall. Drop your right hip down. Take another 3 rounds of breath. And bring both hands behind you. Root down into your feet and gently swish from side to side. A nice release here. Well done. We'll explore the other side when it feels right for you. Bringing your right shin parallel. Bringing the other foot just beyond so you look like you're in a Z shape to your pose. And then we gently walk the right hand behind and reach the left arm up and over to invite space. So rooting down into your left knee and then driving your left hip forward. Maybe a nice arc or a bit of a back bend so that you can reach and expand the whole side of the body here. Take Take another breath in. And as you exhale, you gently bring yourself forward and find your way into your variation of deer pose. Again, working blocks under forearms, bringing support underneath the hips. Just know that in these moments when you can decide, right, what happens next, that you're willing to make those choices. How can you become more connected to exactly what you need here? And then we land. Without any expectation that this side performs the same way. Instead of having an end goal of anything that maybe has become like the rhetoric around this shape for you, instead, can you just feel? And let go of those expectations and thoughts and just simply be in the present moment. Using your strong breath to help bring you back and lead you here. And take another 10 rounds of breath here. Root down into your strong hands and gently make your way up to a seat. Root down into your right hip and just swing your left leg around. Hug your knee in towards your chest so that you're working into the glute. Lift out of the waist. Take 3 full breaths here. Well done. Okay. We'll move into our final shape together before we land in Shavasana. And we'll be working into a frog pose. You might need to bring more support underneath your knees. And I'll give you options. Frog pose, we drive our knees nice and wide. And see if you can allow your hips to go as close to your knees so that you're not drifting so far forward that you lose the intention. Instead, you're drawing things just enough back that you invite sensation in. If this is too much sensation for you, then you'll bring your toes together to touch and take this into a tadpole shape. Still too much sensation, work into a child's pose. If you've got knee stuff going on, you can take this same shape into the wall. And so you'll guide yourself towards the wall. And lift your legs up high, driving your feet wide. And so it's that same feeling, you're just shifting how gravity lands in the body. So we should never feel pain in the knees. It's just not worth it in the joints. And you find a place where you can really land. It might feel sweet to bring blocks underneath your sacrum, or you bring a bolster or pillow around you so that you can just feel more connected. And then however you need to land here, just fully land. I like a pillow underneath me so I just feel a bit more supported here. Good. And feel the opening of your hips. Notice how much space is here for you. And because your breath is your guide, with every inhale, can you breathe more deeply into the belly? And as you exhale, you sink in and surrender. Landing in such a way where you feel so supported and connected. But you know that there's work to be done, right? So you're open to the possibility of what could be here, of what new awareness can come up for you, a new sensation. Maybe what you need is more loving kindness and support. You might even have gone too far in a shape. So just know that there's no right or wrong here. Can you breathe? Take another 10 full rounds of breath here. To come out of this shape, you'll simply guide your knees together, use your strong hands, and surrender back into a narrow child's pose. If you landed onto the wall, you might stay there and start to just draw your knees in towards your chest. And you can land in legs up the wall for your final rest, your Shavasana. Take as much time as you need here. before finding yourself all the way onto your back. And from your back, you can hug your knees in towards your chest, a nice squeeze. Take any movement that you need to take to feel really supported. Eventually landing into your final rest, your Shavasana.